Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I'm reaching out to my CIS 101 students. Okay. So this week is about the midterm. Yes, midterm. Now I know a few of you went in there and practiced on some practice midterms I had in there. If you didn't do it, cool, but some went in there. But that is not the midterm. That is not even close to the midterm. Your midterm consists of Microsoft Word. What you will notice is that I open up Microsoft Word again. Yes, again. I'm having too much fun. But I open up Microsoft Word again so you can go in there and practice. All 4 Microsoft Words are open. So you can go practice all this week. Important thing to take away right now before I go into the demonstration of what you have to do for your midterm. Remember, these are instructions on what you have to complete for your midterm. 1, 2, this will be your discussion question for this week. So make sure that you do this or answer the discussion question before Thursday. That way I'm gonna know that everyone is in tune to knowing that they have to take their midterm. If I don't see you answer the questions in these instructions, I'm gonna know that you are not gonna be ready for the midterm. And if you miss the midterm, you missed the midterm. It's on you. It's on you. Okay, so with that being said, these are your instructions. So the takeaway right now, before I even get into it, is to make sure, and I said 1 already, but let me go do this again. 1, that you listen to these instructions all the way through so you'll know exactly what to do. 2, your midterm will be open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That should be 12, 13, and 14. It will be open. You'll be able to take it any one of those days. That way no one can say, hey Professor, I was working so hard. I don't want to hear that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It will not open up until then. So that's 2. And 3, take your time. You have enough time to do the midterm. Take your time. Now I'm about to show you what you need to do to complete this midterm. But the very last thing is this. Make sure you go back to Word and practice. This is your midterm. Max your score on this midterm. Try your best to get 100. But if you don't get 100, just try your best to do your very best. Okay? Let's move on. So I'm about to flip over into the things you need to do. With that being completed, let's move to that section. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're back. Now we are looking at the web page. Do not get caught up on what's up here. We are in D2L CIS 101. No matter if it's 3 or it's 1, don't get caught up on that. This is just for demonstration purposes. But you know what class you are in, so stay focused. Okay, now the first thing you should do immediately, you know you're about to do your midterm. You know the midterm is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the first thing I'm gonna do is click on content. From content, I'm gonna teleport over here. Of course, you wanna make sure that you got MyLab IT selected. And then you wanna go down here to MyLab IT course material. Now, this is the proper way to go in. You may have your own special way to go in here, which is cool, but just make sure you get to this point here. Now, this is showing the student version. Now, if I click here, this is where your test would be when you click in. It's called midterm and final. Once you click there, you will see your midterm, only the midterm, nothing else. The midterm that you have to do this week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it will be open and you'll be able to go in there and do it. Make sure you focus on that. So as you can see, the dates are listed in here, but you already know the dates, so I'm not gonna go into that. All you have to do is click on it. Now, once you click on this midterm, it's going to teleport you to a section just like this. Now, at this point, sit back, grab you some Chardonnay if you drink Chardonnay, or a pop or whatever, but you need to sit back and relax. Don't grab some coffee because you may get shook up. So focus, relax. And that Chardonnay joke, don't drink no Chardonnay. I don't want you to be an alcoholic. But anyway, I'm having fun, people. I have to have fun. Okay, so now that you're in here, sit back, relax. The first thing you have in here is, of course, 4 particular folders. Now, all of these folders are not important. I do not want you to waste time. I want you to focus so you can get this test done and completed. This first one here is where you download your materials. Yes, you should go read it. I'm not going to read it, but you want to click on this to download your material. We will be back to that one. The next one, don't waste your time looking at number 2. Number 2 is going to be a distraction. You don't need to waste your time. Number 3 is very important because this is where you're going to upload the file that you complete. Yes, you're going to upload it. You're going to click on here and you're going to upload it. I will show you this in just a minute. And then to finish it off, even though you have it uploaded, to finish it off to where you can get an instant grade, you're going to click here. So let's walk through these particular steps. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I do not want to hear, Professor, I didn't know what to do. Don't do that. Don't be that student. And if you are that student, please give me a call or email me so we can help you out, please. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do now, after you read this, is click on download. Once you click download, this box will pop up. Now, don't waste your time reading everything in this box. You don't want to do that. And you don't want to individually click on these. You just want to come right here where it says download all files and folders. Now I'm going to stop for a second because this is important. When you download these files and folders, make sure you download them to your desktop where you can instantly, immediately see them. Now, for those of you who have Apple computers, I don't know what you need to do to download it to an Apple computer. So pay attention and make sure you download it to your desktop. But you all know, in order to complete this work, you need to have the current Microsoft Word. I do not want to hear about, hey, Professor, certain things didn't work in here. The first thing I'm going to say is, let's go into your computer. Let's do a Zoom meeting. Let's go into your computer and let's see if you got the current Microsoft Word. It's all through the course. It's in the syllabus, so you know that. So now you're going to go ahead and click Download Files. Okay? Now, as you see, my files are here. They just open up for me. Now, if you're using Apple computers and all that, it may be different. So pay attention to what you have to do. But you know you should have Microsoft Office Word, the most up-to-date one. Now, for me, this is extremely important. You know why it's important for me? Because right now I am in a zip file. If I begin to do any work in here being in a zip file, the work will be null and void. It will not come up to the portal, and if it do, it's gonna give you a 0. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the first one, I'm gonna hold my shift key down and click on the next one. Now you could select all, that's what I just did, and I'm gonna right click on it, and I am gonna move these files to my desktop by saying move to. This box popped up and I want to click on this box right here and put it on my desktop. Now let me stop because I know I'm doing a lot and you probably say, oh my God, Professor. I'm doing it on my computer this way. The object is to take these files out of the zip file and put them on your desktop where you can work with them. If you leave them in a zip file, you will not be able to do the work. It will be non-void. So do not do the work inside of the zip files. Please don't be that student calling me and say, well, I did it inside the zip file, Professor. Don't do that. Okay. I know I'm joking with you, but I'm trying to keep it fun so you understand what's important. Now, if you notice right here, I can come right to my desktop and click on it and just say, okay. Now it shows my desktop and I'm gonna say, okay. Now, if that happens, don't worry about it. It happens like that sometimes. And it may have moved. Let's check and see if it moved the file to my desktop. I'm gonna shrink all these folders down. As you can see, the files are not moved to my desktop. So that means it's an issue. So let's go in here and check. And I want to show you the errors that can possibly happen so you can correct yourself. So I'm gonna bring that folder back up, and this time I'm gonna do a little different thing. I'm gonna do the professor way, my way. So I shrunk the folder down to screen size, and I'm gonna click here and highlight them again. Once again, I'm gonna right click on them, and this time I'm gonna come down here to copy, because the move may have been a problem. So I'm gonna say copy. I'm gonna choose desktop again. Let's see what happens this time. Click OK, and then say move. There they go. Did you see them pop up right there? They pop right up. So sometimes you can move it with no problem, but you can definitely copy it with no problem. Okay, now I don't need this anymore. So I'm gonna close this so I don't make a mistake and start messing around with things like this. It is closed. Okay, I'm gonna move my files that I just put on here to the center. Now, people, before you start this assignment, make sure your desktop is pretty much empty. As you can see, my desktop is pretty much empty. So I know a lot of you got 1,000 files on your desktop. So try to empty it out. Try your best. Okay, now that I have the files in here, these are important files. The first thing is this. This is what we call the Word Volume 1 software instructions. This is going to tell you exactly what you need. This here is where you're going to do the actual work. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm about to do is just open up the instructions. I want to see my instructions to know exactly what I need to do. If that pop up, just say yes, because I have a bigger screen and a lot of stuff going on, but your computer may be different. And it's good that you see all the problems that can potentially be going on your computer and know that you can get them. Now, these are the instructions. They tell you exactly what you need to do to complete this assignment. Make sure you answer all these questions. You follow through on every one of them. Take your time, read each one of these. You have enough time for this exam, so take your time to complete each step, okay? So that's my instructions. I'm gonna move the instructions just a little bit to the side, and now I'm gonna open up the document. Now, pay attention to what I do. I'm gonna open this document up, and once it opens, this is where I will be doing the work. But the very first thing I'm gonna do to make sure I'm getting this done absolutely right, because I can make 1,000 mistakes, is I'm gonna come here to File. I'm gonna say Save As. I'm gonna put it on my desktop again, because I wanna make sure that that file that I saved, as you can see, it has my name in it. I wanna save it to the desktop. But most importantly, I want to put a date in here. So I'm going to come before that period right there, and I'm going to put a date. So I'm going to go underscore, and I'm going to put today's date, which is, in the day I'm recording this, is 3/8/21. So I know now that that's the date that this document is the day I need. So that's why I'm saving it. I'm saving it so whatever happened, I have to look at that date and make sure that's the document I upload to my professor. So I'm gonna save it, and there it is. There go the date right there. So let's take a breather, because I do not want you to make mistakes. So just to recap before I move on, You went into D2L, you went to your file where you do all your work and you open it up. You eventually saw the midterm grade. You clicked on that. A portal came up that had 4 boxes in it. You clicked on one to download it. And once you downloaded it to your desktop, guess what you did? You saved it and dated it so you'll know this is the correct one. So let's move on now. Okay. Now, I like to work side by side. Now, in my world, I have 2 monitors here. I don't know if you have 2 monitors. You may have 1 monitor. But if just in case you do have 1 monitor, I'm gonna go ahead and size this up. So I'm gonna take these 2 and put them side by side. So if I take this and snap it right over there, I can choose this one here and they'll be side by side. So you see my screen is big enough for me to work with both of them side by side. I don't know if you have that, but I would say to you as a student, the instructions are to be followed all the way through. So print them out so you can have your document up there and you reading through your instructions and you check them off. For me, I will just have them side by side. Now the first thing it says, start Word, download, open up the file. So my Word has been started, I downloaded and I opened up the file. So I completed it, but I don't get no points for that. Bad, Professor, bad. But anyway, moving right along, stop joking. Okay, the next thing it says, insert the file name field in the footer. So now you going through your instructions. This is where the rubber meets the road. I think that's how they say it. But if I said it wrong, don't worry. I do error in life. Okay, so this is where the wheel meets the road. I don't know why I said the rubber. But anyway, so you just start going through step by step and following the instructions. That's all you have to do. Whatever it say do, you do. Now, I know you're looking at this thinking, oh, Professor, I'm going to be ready for it. Okay, you see it, go for it. You don't know if this is going to be your test though. So be careful. Okay, so now once you finish, you close it. Close the instructions. Don't save them. You don't need them. Then I'm going to come here and I'm going to say File. And I'm going to say Save As. Again. Or you could say Save. But I want to be on the safe side. I'm going to say Save As. Because I want to see that file name. And then I'm going to make sure I got desktop selected. And I'm going to save it. And then I just close the file. Okay, I don't need the file open no more. So I see the file over here, right? There it is. Now you have 2 files on your desktop. You got one with the date and you got one without the date. Do not make the mistake of uploading the one without the date. No points. You're in trouble. Now, what do I do now, Professor? Well, I come back to the actual portal where I downloaded the file. Let's go to that portal. Okay, right here. I still have this open. I can close this now because I don't need it anymore. And this is where I will upload the file, the correct one. Make sure you upload the correct one. You can't make a mistake because you put a date in there. If you didn't put a date in there, you're going to make a mistake because you don't know which one to choose. So I'm going to click on this here. I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to see that particular file. I'm going to look for the one that has the date. There it is. There go the date right there. I'm going to click on that one and then I'm going to upload it. Now people, this is simple. It is easy as simple. Now you see that file right there. But wait a minute. You are not done. So don't just automatically think you completed the process and you're finished. So you are not done. You have to make sure you click on this submit for grading. If you miss this, and I have had students who have made a mistake and did not complete that, you will receive a 0 for your midterm. I'm sorry, I do not want to hear you will receive a 0 because you can't go back and then complete this. So I don't want to hear it. And don't say to me, well, Professor, I still got the file. Can I upload it now? You passed the due date. So if you miss this and we go into next Monday, then you don't get a grade. So make sure you hit that button. And you know you're going to know you hit the button because it's going to give you a grade. Yes, indeed, it will give you a grade. If you don't get it immediately, you'll get it shortly, but it's going to show you that it has completed the process. Okay, so this is the steps. You're about to receive this as your discussion question for this week. Go for it. Do your best. And if you have any problems before you take the test, reach out to me. Have at it, people. This is Professor Sistrunk. I enjoyed this moment of instructions with you. Have a lovely day.